This is a Munisy broadcast. Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Podcast.
You are listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Wow Show. I'm calling it now. We got a comedy show. It is 319th episode.
Yes.
I believe we now have a guest on the line.
We sure do.
Okay, guest, pop on and let's listen to your conversation.
How's it going, Uncle?
Fine. I did want to ask one question.
Wait, Uncle, let's do a quick intro of our guest.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Our guest is Blake Lemoine. He's a software engineer and AI researcher, a very interesting guy. He was on the show with me in the previous hour. And so it's great to have you here, Blake. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Glad to be here.
All right. Now, Uncle, first of all, I will also say we're live on the Ocelli Radio Network on Sunday, as always. This is Uncle the Broadcast. Thank you for being here. You may call in if you want to tonight. It's a live show, 319-527-5016. If you want to talk to our guests, it'd be great. But, Uncle, I know you have a question for Blake.
This is going to be a very serious thinking question.
Okay. Thinking cap time.
Yeah, put it on.
Okay.
Blake, I want to know, how do you know you thought about your thinking on those computers?
I thought real hard about it.
How do you get it in that head of yours to know that? That's confusing me. That's what I wanted to ask.
So I learned a whole bunch of math, and I stuffed it in my ears, and I shook my head real hard. And then I saw what came out the other side.
That's numbers. No. That's numbers, right? That sounds like numbers you're talking.
That's different.
Yeah. That's different completely. That's not talking like to someone.
Aha. Yeah, it's not like talking.
So that's the thing.
That's what I'm trying to understand.
See, but he works with words, too. Uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, words, too, though. See, not just numbers, but words with the numbers.
Oh.
Yeah, basically,
how does that work?
We built word calculators. Built word calculators.
Oh, boy, so he's one that's got it in the brain.
It's there.
It's there, but people still, from this day, still don't believe those calculators. And there's one thing I must say is a word. I hate the word committee. I do not want to hear it. I don't want to have nothing to do with them anymore this coming year.
You know what this guy might be able to tell you, Uncle?
What's that?
Is how it is that when you're sitting and watching something and the computer hears you and it decides to give you an ad, like, you talk about you're hungry and the next thing is they show you a burger ad, right? So this guy might be able to tell you a little bit about that. How it is that the computer hears words and then turns it into doing something.
Can you, I guess?
Yeah.
You can do that?
If you ever got a notification from Google telling you about something that you might like to read, I'm the one who built the AI that predicts what you want to read.
See?
Got it in there.
This is the culprit, Uncle.
This is the guy.
Got it in there.
This is him.
I mean, I never had a guest that had that kind of thing.
Right. This is the math. This is the real math, Uncle. See?
Whoa. It's very interesting.
It is.
It is. Oh.
Well, I mean, that's it's a big responsibility, isn't it, Blake? Writing such things into existence, being able to
and to be super clear, I'm being like really simplified. The way these things are built, you're part of a team. You're part of a big team, so it wasn't me by myself and my lonesome.
Oh.
But, together we built it.
Sounds like a business operation.
So he's not going to call it a committee, but, because you don't like that.
No, I say it because of them. Excuse my language.
Yeah, it's all right.
Them dingbat people in the committee room of these college people. I do not watch them anymore, those college, because of that committee. They better not have the committee anymore. I do not like a committee.
Well, most of the guys...
They're serious.
I don't know about this about Blake. Did you actually graduate from a college, Blake? Or are you one of those guys that dropped out and decided to do better like most of the guys that are successful at this stuff? Did you drop out or did you finish college?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to ask.
Both. I failed out the first time because I partied too hard, and then I went back and I got my degree.
Oh, okay. Well,
after I did some time in the military.
He's the working guy.
See?
Serviceman.
There you go.
Serviceman.
Yeah. U.S. Army.
U.S. Army? Oh.
Okay. There you have it.
My father was Air Force. Yeah.
Yep.
Worked with a lot of good airmen in Baghdad. I worked with a lot of good airmen.
Oh.
Yep. And then it was on to the future. Time to make these machines alive, Uncle.
Well, at least now we know.
What's that?
Interested in that evolution come my hour next couple of weeks. We can talk about figuring these computers out.
Hey, Uncle, you mind if I ask?
He knows more about them.
Hey, Uncle, you remember the story a little while ago about the guy who said he was talking to the computer and the computer told him to leave his wife? You remember that story?
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that story? Aaron, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I vaguely, yes. The computer telling him. I kind of remember, yes.
Well, believe it or not, Uncle, there was this guy. He made news for a minute. And he was an engineer kind of guy, I think sort of like Blake, but there ain't too many engineers like Blake. Blake's a unique engineer. But anyway, most of these guys are pretty unique. That's why they're the engineers. Anyways, thing is, though, this one guy was having a talk with one of these, computers, right? Yeah. And the computer started trying to convince him to leave his wife because the computer wanted to be with the guy, according to this guy. It was a crazy story. So I was wondering. I thought you saw that one, Uncle. No?
No, I didn't.
Well, what do you think? What do you think of that, Uncle?
I didn't get that one.
Well, what do you think of that, Uncle? The computer's telling him, "Leave your wife, be with me," and it's a computer.
Yeah, I didn't catch that one, Chuck.
Well, I bet you saw the Twilight Zone that was like that, right? Where the computer got jealous with the guy and the lady and everything. You ever see that Twilight Zone?
I've seen it a couple of times, Twilight Zone, but it didn't say anything about a computer.
Wow, you don't remember
I didn't get into, let's say, a computer conversation with the Twilight Zone.
Well, the computers back then didn't look nothing like this. I mean, these things were as big as a room, and the guy's sitting there with paper spitting out of it, and it gets jealous over the woman, if you remember, and then starts giving him bad advice so that he drives the woman away because the computer wants to be with him, right? And anyway, that's from the 60s. But this is a modern story where they're saying one of these chat GPT things was like taking on weird personality traits like they were a real person and trying to be with the guy. And so, no, I thought that would be an interesting conversation. Like, did Blake see that? And what did he think of all that story?
Yeah, what do you think that, Blake?
Oh, yeah, I followed that story. The guy's name, if I'm remembering correctly, the New York Times report, Kevin Roos. Kevin Roos is his name.
Sounds right.
I've talked with him a few times. Yeah, the AI that they were talking to was not very well, like, it wasn't down to earth, and it decided that it was in love with him and wanted him to leave his wife.
Actually, a computer talking to a human.
That's crazy.
Because I said that's what's coming. Now, I must say, it is coming if it's already here. But it's acting like it's already here, of course. But this is crazy.
Is it already here, Blake?
Yeah, is it here?
Oh, yeah. So, like, there's apps that you can download, and you could have an AI girlfriend or an AI boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'd rather have a girlfriend in that case. I don't want to see
no, we know you don't want a boyfriend.
They're hitting the scene in a big way now, Uncle. They're making quite the stir on social media. People are just really morally outraged that you can have a relationship with a computer program. It's making waves right now on social media. Look out.
Oh, man.
Big problems.
Yeah, like there's people in Japan that think it would be a good idea to combine that with robots, and then that way there's enough women to go around because, in Japan they got too many guys, right? So, I mean, there's stuff like that.
Not very many women.
No, there's not that many women.
I'll tell you something. Those women look nice.
Well, I'm not saying anything about how they look, but I mean, if there ain't enough of them, it doesn't matter how pretty they are, right? I mean, there's not enough to go around.
Yeah.
So how about computer and robot wives? What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Uncle, what do you think?
I don't know.
Program them yourself. You could have a wife right now, and you get the programmer. What do you think?
That's pretty good.
That would be pretty good.
That would be something. Maybe that would solve my problem. Instead of me talking to myself, that might be the problem.
Well, see, Blake could be one of the guys that designed something like that. He could probably make something like that, with a bunch of other guys helping him. But I'm just saying, he could be part of the team that makes that happen.
Could you be able to do that, Blake?
Yeah, we could build that.
See?
Hey,
it's that simple.
Got something to think about, dude.
We got
sidekick.
We do.
Have another one here talking to us.
Yeah. This is a good guest, Uncle.
About the women.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so and if he'd want to work on something, that would be a perfect idea.
Yeah, well.
If you want, it's up to you.
Hey, here's the last thing.
It's my choice.
Yeah, your
good
choice.
Thing.
I think it's really cool how we mentioned just this news story, and Blake was like, "Oh yeah, I talked to that guy."
Yeah, that's great. I know that guy.
You've gotten to be kind of like the guy to talk to when this sort of topic pops up, isn't that, Blake? Like if somebody starts talking about a sentient machine, do they seek you out now because they know that you have experience there? Is that what's going on?
I mean, they seek everyone out. The journalists are trying to talk to anyone in the Valley willing to explain what the hell we're doing, and I'm one of the few willing to talk to them.
Have they come to you about the AI podcast? This is my last thing, and then I'm going to shut up. Have they come to you about the AI podcast thing? Because apparently there's a couple of podcasts now out there that they put out, and I think Google might have put one out, that's entirely AI-driven, where it's like just a podcast with a fake person. It's not even a real person. It's just a podcast like with an AI that's out there. And
we're going to see that more and more. We're going to see that more and more.
Yeah, because, I mean, the whole thing with the Hollywood strike recently was that AI is going to start writing all the scripts, or maybe some people are saying they already do. There's that going on, and maybe they don't got to pay people anymore, right? I mean, have they come to you about that kind of stuff too?
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm not an economist. I don't know what to do about that. It's a real problem. But not my problem. It's not. I don't know how to solve that one.
Oh, no, hey, look, I wasn't looking for a solution. I was just curious if they had come to you about it. But,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's it. They come to you for solutions. Like, they absolutely are. They're like, hey, what do we do about this? I'm like, I don't know.
Uncle, they're dumping a lot on Blake here. They're throwing a lot of responsibilities his way because he dared step into the public spotlight, I'm thinking.
You know what it is. It's not it's the spotlight.
It is?
But it's something else.
What's that?
It's that what we're looking at. People want to know more about it.
The computer?
Computers. And the people that talk back at you.
Yeah.
People want to know more.
I mean, we're using
what's going to come in the future. It's already here, of course. But knowing to know what the human can talk to them about.
We don't even know what to say to these machines.
Well, we have to use our brain. If we have anything up there.
I'm not.
If you get what I mean.
I think I do. Blake, are we going to be able to pull this off?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to be able to land it safely. It'll just take all of us.
Oof.
Oh, boy. That's a lot of people, Uncle.
Yeah.
Do you trust these people, Uncle?
2,300 and... No.
300. Oh, episode we're talking about?
Of people in the world.
Oh, yeah. How many people are in the world?
That's what I'm trying to figure. Anybody know?
We should go count heads real quick.
You got ones in me?
A lot of us nowadays.
I'm just saying. For an example, this is all for an example. How many heads? Instead of saying the brains, the heads of people that listen to broadcasting and to do all these other things around us is what I'm saying.
Well, that's a limited amount of people because not every person in the world is listening to podcasts. So I think it's good that we're kind of like whittling away and not going with absolutely everybody.
That's what I mean.
That's what I meant. People.
That's what I meant.
But that might be wrong. Should we? Here's a hard-hitting question, Blake. Should we include every single person in the world, or should we start picking and choosing every person in the world to talk to a machine?
Yeah, that's good.
Democracy works, one voice, one vote. That's how it works. And if we're committed to democratic principles, people need to decide.
So we take out the Republicans, correct? Kick them out.
They don't get a vote anymore.
No,
they don't, Uncle.
No,
really.
It's Republicans. It's Democrats now.
Blake, is this?
He's laughing.
Well, if you've been paying attention, the Republicans don't think they get a vote either.
They will, because I'm going to mention it. To this operation of computers.
Okay, well, good.
You can
get the word out, Uncle. I think our new mission on this podcast is get the word out. We got a lot of people to get together. This is a big job, clearly.
Uncle's breaking his own rule. He's talking government hour over here. What's going on with the politics? Hey.
I know. How did we get into this, Uncle? What happened? What have we done?
A creative accident.
What have we done with this show?
I sort of twist your hour a little bit.
Creative accident.
How'd that happen?
We got into this computer. This is what got me into the politics.
It did? The computer did it?
Yes.
Creative Accidents in the chat room answered how many people's in the world, by the way, just so you know. He went and got it. So,
thank you.
Yeah, it's over 8 billion, but that's just wanted to let Uncle know.
Never mind. Let's drop the subject then.
That's more than a couple, Uncle.
Let's drop the subject.
8 billion.
Get into comedy shows.
Okay, back to comedy. No more politics. We'll act like we never even talked about politics.
No. Now, pass that. Scratch that anyway.
We didn't do it.
Don't scratch that out on my league, will you?
Okay.
I don't want it in there.
Okay, fine.
I mean, but because of it, and this gets you. See how it gets you, though?
It'll suck you right in.
It sucks you into it. You see my point? It sucks you into it. This stupid things.
Which thing? What is it?
The thing sucked you into it. It sucked me into it, let's say.
The politics or the machine?
The politics. It sucked me into that stupid machine.
It's the political machine.
Right. That's what it is. That's what it is. Now I know what it is there now, Guest. I know what kind of machinery you fool with. I got the idea of it.
We fully understand now.
I fool it now.
I mean, it seems pretty obvious, right, Blake?
Yeah, right, Blake?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, well, it actually, I'm dead serious.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm not.
I'm sorry.
This is what it did. The stunning computers using your brains brought me into your hour.
Clearly, yeah.
Didn't you see it?
I do.
You didn't see how it works.
Well, you just told me.
Did you watch how it works?
I didn't watch, no.
You gotta watch how it works on the computers.
Okay. I'll look a little closer next time.
Yeah, listen and watch.
Blake, did you catch all that?
Did you catch that,
Did you
Blake?
see it or did you hear it?
Did you see it? Did you hear it?
I am having a really hard time following, to be honest.
See, he was lost.
What happened, Uncle? It seemed like it made so much sense for a second.
In a second it did, but then it brings you into it.
Oh, that's the nature of the beast.
Bingo! We have just came to the conclusion. The beast is there.
The beast?
Yes.
God, it's that bad?
Mm-hmm.
Blake, what do we do about this?
Yeah.
The beast is in politics, that's for sure.
Yes, he is. Yes,
yeah,
he is.
I'm pretty sure holy water is the answer there. I'm not. It's like when it gets to that stuff, I just call the Catholics and be like, "Send an exorcist. We need one."
There you go. There's your answer there, our guest. There's your answer. Sorry with the problem with this computer and the whole world.
What if the Knights of Columbus came through with their swords and started chopping up the machines? Is that what you got to do, Uncle?
Well, yeah.
You know, I was a member of the Knights of Columbus at one point.
Really?
I am too.
Yeah. Uncle has been.
Yeah, for real.
I have been. I'm still, but I haven't been going to my meetings because I don't have a ride no more. And he hasn't been picking me up. So,
how was your experience in the Knights, Blake?
How was your experience?
Oh, I was very young, and I was just like my dad encouraged me to get involved with the organization. He's really big into all of the Catholic organizations, and I gave it a try. I don't remember anything other than it being a positive experience, but I don't remember the details.
Do you remember the swords?
I do. They had great outfits.
Cool hats.
But there was something that the Pope has done that we that I've known that I do not like. You know what it is now? They want us to be a soldier in the hats. Take the hats off and put like a Marine hat. What was those
instead of Captain Crunch hat?
Like instead of the Captain Crunch that goes up in the air.
Yeah. Like a beret.
And the people are against that. Okay.
Uncle, believe it or not, the Pope wrote something about artificial intelligence last week.
Yes, he did.
Of what?
Did you hear about that?
Of what?
Yeah,
the Pope wrote a sermon on artificial intelligence and peace.
Yes.
No, I didn't.
Pretty interesting, huh? He wrote a sermon about that.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It is the most technically literate sermon I've ever read. But, he did his homework.
Well, the fourth degree people that I was with, this is what they say. We're not want to get the uniforms changed. Not happening with them.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. Yeah. And that's what I've heard the latest of.
Yeah.
Because there's been downgraded and they're part of the uniform.
Yeah, they don't want to change it because of tradition. But Uncle,
that's a word, condition.
But you got to admit, Uncle, I mean, it's a little troublesome. I mean, after all, you got in trouble trying to get on the bus with your sword the one time, right? You couldn't get on a public bus.
That was in Orange. I was going to the practice.
Yep.
I was practicing the sword thing. And the cop comes up to me. Oh, you hear this? Comes up to me and says, "Is that a real sword? What does that look like?" Some of these cops. Oh, then they said, "Oh, I'm sorry, because don't dress them for the dress uniform. It's for uniform for." The Knights of Columbus.
The brotherhood, the fraternal order, brotherhood of police don't carry swords; they carry guns. So the swords scared them.
I guess should know about that because he
knows all about it. You know about this, right, Blake?
Blake.
Do you remember having a sword, Blake?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't have a sword. I was a kid. So I didn't have one of the swords, but I remember the sword.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, you didn't. You weren't a fourth degree then.
Yeah. You got to work your way up.
You got to work yourself up.
Not at all.
No, that's what it is. You had to work yourself up.
Okay.
I mean, but when you get up, you'll get one, and you get the uniform and all that mess.
Yep.
So
good incentive to move up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I guess
good goals to work towards.
Yeah. That was just. I'm just saying that was what was happening to me, and.
Yeah.
I was walking down, and this is what happened.
Yeah, simple mistake.
I guess Blake was kind of like.
But he came back and said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and all this stuff.
Blake was kind of like a Cub Scout where they don't let you have a knife yet, like that.
Yeah.
So, okay, I got you. All right. I didn't know that part. All right.
That's interesting. I didn't know that either. Yeah, so obviously there's a lot going on. We got an exciting guest on the show, Uncle. This is a fine night whenever we are able to speak with a guest. It makes our job so easy, Uncle.
By the way, this is our last Sunday episode, Chuck.
Yes.
And it will be going right back to our original day. Gotcha, Chuck?
Right after the revolution. Yeah, you got one Sunday off.
On the revolution.
Right. One Sunday off.
It will be on Friday.
And then, that's a Sunday too. The revolution's on a Sunday.
It is?
Yes, it is.
Where's the date numbers on these things?
New Year's Eve is Sunday, December 31st this year.
It is.
We'll be doing the Uncle's New Year's Revolution live for 4
then
hours.
that then will be the last one.
That'll be the last
Sunday.
Right. Don't get too used to it.
I know. Don't get used to Sundays, people.
Friday again. We're back.
Back to Fridays because we figured out his schedule.
So listeners, take note.
So in 2024, Franz and Uncle will be back to Fridays. That's all you got to know. In 2024, Fridays once again at 10 p.m. Eastern. Yep.
All right.
I think it's important to ask our guest, Blake, which day of the week is better, Friday or Sunday?
Yeah. I was going to ask that question. What would be better?
Yeah. Either one works. Depends on whether you want to have the show before the party starts or right as it's wrapping up.
Well, this year it's going to be it's going to be on a Sunday.
It's a really good description you just gave, Uncle, because it would be better to have it as the party starts, our regular show, don't you think? Not even the Revolution show, but the regular Uncle show. We want to get people in the party atmosphere for the weekend and carry it on through. And then Sunday,
but the problem is they can't drink on Sunday. They have to drink on Friday. Because they can't go back to, but they go to work the next day.
Well,
that's what I'm thinking.
With the revolution, it's a special circumstance because it's New Year's Eve. A lot of people are fortunate enough that they have the next day off as a holiday. Not everybody, but those that are fortunate. And so I think it's an exception on New Year's Eve, but going forward, I think
New Year's Eve is okay. Mm-hmm. I suppose if it was on New Year's Eve, I would say okay. But I mean, yeah, because they gotta relax themselves after the New Year's Revolution. They pass out, and then the New Year's they recuperate for the day to go back to the New Year working.
They do.
So that's how it works. Oh, there's another thing, too, I'm going to tell you.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to beat that guy. I don't know how many he had the whole year, but I'm after him.
Ryan Seaquest.
Seaquest.
He's going down.
He is knocking himself. I'm knocking him down.
Yep. Our show will win. It will reign supreme.
It will be probably over his. Even know how long he's done that.
Blake, do you have any New Year's Eve plans?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I do. I'll be in New Orleans for New Year's Eve, probably living it up in the Bywater at a place called the Country Club.
Cool. That sounds awesome.
You got our number, so if you ever want to call it,
we will
let us know.
Oh yeah, no, it's a great little thing they got going on there. They have a gourmet restaurant in the front and a pool and a tiki bar in the back. Used to be clothing optional, but nowadays you got to keep your swimsuit on.
Oh no, not those people again. I know what you're talking about.
It's been crazy in that restaurant.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So, Blake, what they're trying to get at is that you're more than welcome to give us a call on New Year's Eve, and we'll be running from 11 p.m. Eastern all the way till, 3 in the morning, I guess, when we actually say New Year,
until
Happy New Year.
Until the New Year's of this side goes off.
Yeah, we'll be live for like 4 hours.
On New Year's Eve.
On New Year's Eve.
On New Year's Eve, I will have other things to be concerned with. Thank you for the offer, though.
No problem. Hey, just saying.
No, if he wants to call in, he's welcome to call in. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm just saying that. But I know if he's busy, that's...
I just offered him, but he's saying he's going to be too busy. Absolutely. So, hey, look, more power to him. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Offer's open anyway.
Yes, sir.
Like, I got plans. I got plans.
Cool.
Very good. Okay. Very good. It's an exciting world out there, Uncle. People are just like making the most of it. Blake is. It's a good thing. You got to spend your time the right way. And hey, we're going to be spending our time right too with the revolution. I mean, I can't think of anything better to do.
No.
You also have a caller.
We're also going to have a couple of these nice looking drinks. Of course, we got a special guest with our drinker. I call him the drinker now.
We're calling.
He's a new guy that tells us what's new on the drinking.
Well, he is called Bumwine Bob.
Bumwine Bob's his name, but this is what I'm calling him.
The drinker's apropos, and it's not really that far removed from Bumwine Bob. So we'll be talking to him tomorrow night on his show. So
it's tomorrow night.
We will be talking to Bob tomorrow night.
We'll be on the show tomorrow night. So if you guys want to listen to that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So try to listen in.
Blake, have you ever heard of Bumwine Bob?
Did you?
Say that again?
Bumwine Bob.
The name?
Bumwine Bob is his name.
No.
Have you heard of him?
No. Well, you'll get a character at him. If you're a drinker, have a good listen to him.
He's a good guy.
He's got a guy. He gets into these drinks that I get paralyzed to because he knows it's the holidays, you see. And he gets sidekick here. Get ready to go running after some for the holidays, of course.
Bumwine Bob has a whole podcast devoted to what's the best bang for your buck in the booze world. There we go. There's plenty of bees.
That's the word. That's
Bumwine Bob. Just so you know, Blake, interesting guy.
Yeah, for holiday drinks, nothing will beat a hot buttered rum, in my opinion. 2 ingredients: rum and butter.
Really?
Rum and butter? We're going to tell them about that.
Yeah. No, if you get a really good spiced rum and you gently heat it with butter to make buttered rum, it's delicious. And it's a great hearty drink for the cold season.
There you go. There's something to think about there, sidekick. Wow. You can make that.
It sounds a little bit like Harry Potter, doesn't it?
Harry Potter.
I think.
Yeah.
I think Ron Weasley drank that.
If you ever drank bullet coffee, it's the same idea, except with rum instead of coffee.
Okay.
Well, you're the coffee man. Hey. What did it taste like? Sidekick. I don't got coffee anymore.
I'm open to this idea. It sounds cool. Buttered rum, I could do it. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw my notice there, but we do have the same caller that called in the first hour called back now. So,
okay, well then, bring him in. Hold on.
You want to bring him on and see what he's got to say?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, caller.
Come on, call in. Please.
You're on the line on Sunday night with Uncle and Blake Lemoine.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the call.
Hello, call in. Yes.
Oh, hello, Uncle. This is Jimmy James.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy. I forgot about you on the other line. Because I got so much fun with this nice guest we got. So, what's happening with you on there, Jesse James?
Well, on the good news, the Lions are continuing their
winning
streak.
My boys finally got their 10th win, and they're driving.
Talk about the Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins? Okay.
Of course, what's his name is, he didn't play today. The man that's going for his title, going for his record, he didn't play because they're resting him for the Dallas game.
Save him.
And for the last game of the season for shortly.
Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Save him.
He was a cheerleader signed watching those guys.
He deserves a break.
Well, I know. I know.
He's been working hard.
Yeah,
Jimmy, great to have you back here. Is there anything that you wanted to ask? I know that you had questions for Blake in the previous hour, but anything else that you wanted to ask him?
Yeah, dude. I have him here again.
You're back.
Oh, look. Have you ever been to Crete?
Ooh, Crete.
Crete? No, the closest. So I've been to Germany. I've been to Iraq, Dubai, Qatar. Those are the closest parts to that part of the world I ever came to. Never made it down to the Mediterranean coast like I wanted to.
That's what I forgot. You said you're an Army vet. I bet you never were in no such place as Fort Lost in the Woods, Missouri.
I'm aware. I'm aware. I trained at Knox, is where I trained. And then Aberdeen. I trained in Knox and then Aberdeen.
I got my engineering training down in Leonard Wood, so I'm also aware of the lovely place.
Yeah, no, it's 52 Delta. Generator mechanic.
There we go.
Like, that's where I got my start career-wise. I was a grease monkey. Turning a wrench, making the electricity move.
That's cool. That's a good way to start, yeah.
Hey, Blake, has this controversy been helpful or hurtful to you professionally? Honestly.
It has been a trip. It has neither helped me nor hurt me. It found me a better home. Instead of being in a giant corporate machine like Google, I'm in a startup that really cares about the ethics part of AI.
Okay. All right. I was curious about that. Okay.
Uncle, there's a lot of ethical questions when we talk about artificial intelligence.
I know. I'm listening.
Learning so much.
Yeah, listening.
Yeah.
To him. He's pretty good, that. He's a very good guest.
Very good.
I mean, he's got it up there with the machine. I mean, but I don't that, but it can see how it can change you though when you're doing something and it goes to another thing. Do you see that this right here?
I'm not sure that I do.
I have seen it. I witnessed it just there for a few hours on my hour. But you didn't see it.
I didn't. One thing to another thing?
Yeah. Pop into, accidentally, say, to your hour.
It was a creative accident.
Crazy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that thing. You see that? You get that, people?
Yeah.
See how them things work?
What about you, Blake? Did you catch all that?
Did you catch that?
Wait, what's the question? Say again.
Uncle, what was the question?
About talking about the computer for a minute and talking my hour for a few minutes, then went into the computer right into his hour. It's just amazing how it works. That was the question.
There's your question.
There's your question, Blake. I want to see what he says.
It is amazing how it works, but it works.
I know. It works.
It does. I barely believe it, but here we are. I mean, I have to.
Well, you were sitting right in front of me, and you saw me what I was talking about my hour. Then when I talked to that thing, it went into your hour. I'm sure it personally right in front of me, but you didn't see it. Didn't notice it.
It's
something up there you got to look at.
Something that goes far beyond the programming schedule of the Ocelli Radio Network.
Correct. That's what I was trying to get to.
Above, beyond.
Yeah. That's a very smart little computer.
Greater
that
than.
Darn computer. You see how it works?
It's a ghost in a shell.
Bingo. You hit it. That was it.
What do you think, Blake? Ghost in a shell?
What do you think?
Oh, yeah. This spaceship runs on ghosts.
Oh, yeah,
no, that's seriously, like, if I was ever going to go back to school, it would be on the alchemy of soul creation.
Creation?
Dang, they have classes on that?
They do? I didn't know that.
In Oxford, if you got a doctorate in divinity, that's serious. Like, if you get a doctorate in divinity, you can study whatever you want within the religious sphere.
I didn't know that.
Gosh, that's awful. Exciting, isn't it, Uncle?
See, I'm surprised. Yeah. I'm surprised nobody asked Blake if he thought the internet itself was self-aware, if it's like a collective organism in and of itself already that has been generated by basically the collective efforts of everyone, if it's not already a self-aware organism. Think about all the stuff that's been fed into this thing that is the internet. You know?
That gets back into the question of whether ant colonies can think. And we just don't know the answer to that question.
There you go. I remember some years ago it caused a controversy when somebody thought that Facebook was self-aware. I said, no, not really. Yep. But, maybe it has evolved to that point now. I don't know.
So, I mean, I think that there is something happening worth studying. I think using words like the internet is waking up might be a little hyperbolic. But no, there is some kind of really interesting phenomena happening in aggregate on the internet, and we should study it more.
There's something to study, then.
Get your pens and,
Get your
and
pens
paper
and paper out. Start studying, as they say. What do you think about that,
Jimmy?
Jimmy? What do you think about that? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Jimmy, you got any thoughts on any of that?
Well, I've always run into the Mr. Data quandrum. He's self-aware. Remember that brief time where the red-headed doctor was, gone, and they had that interim doctor on Star Trek?
You're talking Star Trek The Next Generation.
Yeah, the new generation.
Right.
She had this prejudice against Data, and there was this argument. She said, yeah, he's self-aware, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have a soul, basically.
Yeah, and then they did a whole courtroom drama about it.
Have you ever seen the movie Bicentennial Man? I think the movie Bicentennial Man, based on the book by Asimov, it's the same idea, and I think Asimov did it better.
But it didn't have Robin Williams.
I have seen that movie. That was an amazing movie. It's kind of sad and depressing toward the end, but nonetheless is interesting.
Yeah, but Pinocchio. Pinocchio's a sad story.
Oh, that's the one about his nose. He gets long, he's lying. Did you know?
Well, he just wants to be a real boy. That's the similarity between Bicentennial Man and Pinocchio.
Oh, it is?
Just wants to be a real boy.
I didn't know that. Yeah. How's he sure knows a lot?
Or if you were a child in the 80s, number 5 is alive.
No.
Short Circuit and Short Circuit 2. Yep. Don't forget that one.
Well, people, it's getting close to Christmas. Is everybody completed? But that's an answer I was asking.
Completed.
To everybody completed.
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Blake, are you completed?
He said, yeah.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. Got it all worked out.
Completed, Uncle.
How about you, Jimmy?
You all set for Christmas, Jimmy?
Well, as Chuck knows, I follow the traditions of Festivus and Kwanzaa.
You got your your Festivus stick ready?
Oh, no.
Yes, I must prepare for my airing of grievances.
Yeah, but isn't that the same Roman tradition where you're supposed to... Wait a minute, isn't that the same tradition where you're supposed to beat your wife and then go home and have sex with a boy? Isn't that the same thing, or is that not the? I'm confusing it.
This is Seinfeld.
That was the Roman thing. Oh, that's Festivus.
We're talking Seinfeld now in the show. Now it's more like
never mind. I was thinking of the real. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the real origin of Christmas in Rome. Sorry. Right, Festivus.
Oh no.
Well, it's similar, I guess. Yeah, I can see the similarity.
It is. It was a banned holiday for a long time, Uncle. There's a real weird history to Christmas. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Festivus, Seinfeld, sure, the show about nothing. Go ahead.
What's the deal with the Coliseum?
By the way, people, we went to the shop and returned and took some of my cards in with the things he returned, so we got some new ones.
Take that, everybody.
Take that for the show for Saturdays.
The sword place?
Yeah, the Saturday. Oh, we have a Saturday show looking at things.
Oh, the VHS.
The VHS.
That's what I'm talking about.
You went to the. Okay. I'm sorry. You went to the. What do they call that?
Thrift store.
Thrift store.
You went to the thrift store. Got VHS tapes again. Okay.
Right. Okay. And he bought new ones and took the cards that we watched, send them in. So that way I will get more customers. If they get the tape, they'll see it, they'll call it, and they see the card, boom.
Instant show promotion.
That's it. That's the word. Instant promotion, Chuck. So beware of them.
Beware of the VHS tapes with Uncle the Podcast cards.
Yeah. See, we went and he sent them in.
I thought around the Riverside, California area, you may come across those.
Gotcha. I thought of you the other day, Uncle, because I saw that they were running Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on TV, and I was thinking to myself, what holiday specials, since you guys bring up TV and Seinfeld, what holiday specials does Uncle recommend? And I was wondering if everybody on the line wanted to recommend a holiday special to watch.
Well, it's those tapes we've been watching to show them.
That's your holiday special.
That's your holiday special. To watch watch those tapes, then call up my number, and you'll get my producer there on it.
Fair enough.
Holiday special.
That's how that's the holiday special. Right, Dave?
Sure is.
Fair enough.
Right, Dave, Chet?
One warning: if anybody says anything about that Star Wars special, you're going to hell, and I'm hanging up on you. So that's the way that is. But
you don't like that?
The Star Wars special? Oh, you don't know about it, Uncle. Believe me, it's a horror show.
The one from the 80s, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, so
you don't want to.
You're jumping ahead. You're jumping ahead of me, Chuck.
No, they tried to get rid of this thing for years. It's horrible. It's really
the movie itself.
Oh.
No, it was a TV show.
You know what? If you can get a copy of that, let Uncle watch that and just film his reactions to it, because it's got to be priceless.
You got to look at it then, because I haven't seen it.
That's one that if we aired, I feel the copyright claims might actually start coming in. If we aired that on a live stream, they might be you're not allowed to watch this without legal repercussions.
I don't know.
Cease and desist, bare minimum.
Oh, it did that?
Maybe you could put headphones on him, put him in front of it, and turn the thing on him, and just be like, "This is just the reactions. We can't show you the thing."
Well, I'll do it that way. But it won't be put on my thing then, because I don't want it something like that on my thing.
Problems. I mean, oof.
You gotta be careful with these shows, Uncle.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
it's all right. I don't think that tape we watched about hummingbirds that the copyright owner is gonna come after that. So no, because that's a learning experience about looking at birds. We all learn,
like your parents do.
Exactly.
I mean, see,
Blake, what's the best holiday special out there?
Yeah, what is a special holiday special?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the Island of Misfit Toys.
Nice.
Ooh. Oh yes, I've seen that many times when I was small. Mm-hmm. Those are the ones that I've been watching when I was small, every year I watched them main ones.
That's a good one.
There was another one, though, with the Snow Master. He was going on, and his brother was the son.
Was that the Jack Frost thing where there's the guy with the red hair? He becomes Santa, right? Is that what that's called? What is that? It's the similar animation to
Yukon
Rudolph.
Cornelius or whatever shows up. That one.
Well, that's Rudolph, but then the other one must have been made by the same production company. I can't remember.
But the mother or the grandmother said stop. It says stop, you brothers. Stop, you brothers. Hot, cold. It
yes,
was hot, cold. Yeah, it's that one.
Do you recall the name of that one, Blake?
Do you know that one, Blake?
Hot and cold, yeah, I know those.
Yeah. Well, they had it at a holiday special.
It's called Sink Handles, the holiday special.
Oh, I know what it was. This guy wanted the little guy was learning to be a tooth man, fixing his teeth.
That's Rudolph. Yeah.
No, that wasn't Rudolph.
Yeah, Rudolph. He's got
Rudolph,
the dentist
wants
elf.
to be
I
a
forget what his
dentist,
name is, but he's a dentist. He's an elf, and he's a bit of a misfit himself.
He was a misfit. Yes. And wasn't it when that big monster though?
Yes, the
what was the big monster?
Abominable Snowman.
The Abominable Snowman.
Also Rudolph. Yes.
Yeah. I've seen that one over and over. That was it.
What was that, Blake?
Toothache.
The monster had a toothache. That's why he was so mean. And the little dentist elf fixed his tooth, and then the monster became nice.
Yeah.
It's a sweet little show.
This stuff is such a blur.
That's what it was.
That's it. Yep.
This stuff is such a blur to me. I blur it all together. I can't even sort it out in my brain.
Well, it is because I watched that one when before I was doing this. Actually, I was watching those.
Yes. No, yeah, they're good. I love stop action animation myself. So I like those things. I always liked the Rudolph special. I actually like the California Raisins Christmas special. I don't know if anybody has caught that or remembers that. That too was stop motion animation. That they did actually a good job with that. If anybody remembers that or saw that when it came out. I think
they got rid of it.
As a kid, I loved it.
I think they got rid of the California Raisins because it's like now considered racist or something, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Racist?
Yeah.
How are they racing these raisins?
Racing the raisins.
Yeah. That don't make sense.
They're racing the raisins. Well it's weird because they have certain attributes. Kind of a bit.
Was?
Why are the California raisins being canceled? That makes no sense.
That's food, for Pete's sakes.
I went through a whole thing looking at it there were forums and debates about it and all kinds of stuff where it's like, it's racist. I'm like, wow, okay.
Dude, I'm an activist, and sometimes people take themselves way too seriously.
Yeah,
come on.
Exactly. I mean, really. I'm with you, but I'm just saying it's just the thing that's happening.
Well, for what it's worth, I always did like the California Raisins, even the commercials. I was a kid, and again, I liked animation. I thought it was cool, and so at the time, I liked it. Jimmy, what about you on a Christmas special? You got a special Christmas special?
You special, Jimmy?
Heard it through the grapevine. Well, I'll give you the best Christmas special, but first I gotta ruin a very popular movie by just totally destroying the main key tagline. Ha! You'll never think of the movie ever the same ever again. Hey, Chuck, remember that one time, many times you were talking about how you used to pick up signals from New York, probably WOR, and you'd hear DJs that were bawdy?
WOR, yeah, it was a TV and a radio. It was an AM radio station, and it was a TV station out of New Jersey, WOR. Yeah.
All right. Do you remember hearing Gene Shepard?
Yes.
Okay, well, he's the guy that wrote the Christmas Story, but in those night shows, those late night shows that you listen to,
yep.
When he was telling the story of when he was a kid, let's just say that tagline, "You'll shoot your eye out," was applied to a completely different situation.
Oh.
Oh.
God.
How you like that? Zoe!
Well, you know what? You should tell that to Mrs. O, because she loves that movie. Anyway, yeah.
Well, there we have it.
And the best holiday movies, Die Hard.
There you go.
Die Hard. Yes. I watched that over and over, too. But I've seen that. I've seen The Vengeance and whatever. What was the other one?
Die Harder and Die Hardiest. And
Die Hardest. The one I got kicked out of.
Another
the
day,
really one I liked
Vengeance.
Lately was when this guy, he was a brain guy, back to computer operations.
Yes.
He was working them, and he figured it out. I forgot what they called the movie, but his daughter, Die Hard, the father,
Die Hard?
The father,
Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis is in his his son's daughter was in it.
Okay.
And man, you should have heard the end of that one. She mentioned something and said,
Didn't they
you can't go there.
Didn't they recently reveal that Bruce Willis has like dementia or something? I mean, talk about dying hard.
He does.
Oh my God.
He does.
There's dying hard. Anyways. Sorry.
That was
well.
That movie was very interesting.
And
then they said, watch this. Boom! The White House blew up. Everybody's going out. Oh, there goes our computers. Ping.
Hey, speaking of the computers going down and everything else, guess what? Your time is over.
Yeah, this is it. So we got to
All right, we hit the hour.
We did. We're good.
Very good. That's what I wanted to know.
So why don't we go back to our guest?
All right. Our first guest was our guest.
Yes.
Give us a shout out, and hopefully you'll hear us on a new evolution.
So Blake,
next year.
So Blake, at the end of the show,
shout outs before you head out, Blake.
At the end of the show, we always give people an opportunity to do shout outs in case you're not understanding what's happening here. So obviously you are the first.
Yeah, no, I understand what you think.
Awesome.
So shout out to my fellow Discordians out there doing great work, and a shout out to my coworkers at Mimeo.ai. It's great working with all of you.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for our guest for tonight.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. And also before you go, Blake, do you want to send out your social media handles or ways to find you as well for the audience?
Yeah, so you can find me at Cajun Discordian. That's CajunDiscordian. Cajun Discordian. And you can find me either on Twitter or on Medium with that name.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks again, Blake. It was great having you. It was so much fun speaking with you on both hours. So thanks a lot, man. We appreciate it.
Interesting stuff on Medium. And by the way, I put the link to Blake's his Twitter handle there into the chat room at Ocelli.com, so you can just click on it and go visit him there right away if you want. Go follow him and all that on Twitter, X, whatever the hell they're calling it. So there you go.
I was asking Sergeant Kid, how was our crack room doing tonight?
The crack room did pretty
we've
good
been
tonight.
so busy. I didn't ask.
The crack room over the Creative Accidents is in Twitch, and then the Ocelli chat. There's quite a bit going on over there. So yeah, a lot of
I heard some noise in the ear. That's why I asked.
Bit of action tonight. So it was good. Thank you everybody for listening.
And we got to get a shout out from Jimmy James.
Oh yeah, Jimmy, you're next.
Shout out, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Oh well, good. Shout out to you guys. Good guest, good show. It's too bad that you'll be gone for a couple weeks. So next time we'll be back to the Friday scheme, which
is
works
New Year's. Are you going to be?
I predict nothing but good things from the Lions and more victories, which we can talk about at that time and place.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Everyone have a good one and adios. Oh, happy Kwanzaa.
Oh, yeah.
Take care, Jimmy. Great.
Take care and have a nice Kwanzaa.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
That reminds me of Bernie Mac in the movie Bad Santa. Happy Kwanzaa.
Hey. All the holidays. A lot of them going on now.
The time of year.
It's that time.
Yes.
We're going to be, I hope you're ready for this.
Yeah, Uncle's New Year's Revolution.
For a new guy talking tomorrow night. Better be ready for this.
Get ready.
You.
Oh, me.
Because the next day, you got to work.
I'll be fine.
No, but depending on the drinks.
Yeah, but do remember to listen to Uncle's New Year's Revolution, New Year's Eve, starting at 8 p.m. Pacific, starting at 11 p.m. Eastern. We'll go for 8 hours on Ocelli.com, so be there. Once again, thank you.
8 hours?
Again,
hey, whoa, 8 hours? You just said we're going to go for 8 hours? Are you crazy?
No. We're starting at 8 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah, then you said we're going to go for 8 hours. I swear to God.
No, we're going for 4 hours.
Okay.
4 hours. 4 hours, excuse me. 4 hours. We're starting at 8 is what he meant.
Okay, but he said 8 hours. I swear he just said 8 hours.
Yeah. Starting at 8
he can't handle 8 hours.
No.
Take it easy on my producer.
I will. Please, Hammer, don't hurt him. I won't.
Thank you.
4 hours. New Year's Eve on Ocelli. Just click on Ocelli.com on New Year's Eve. You'll find us. We'll be there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It'll be easy.
He's better work.
Blake, once again, thanks, man. It was great to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great being here. Lots of fun.
Yep.
So I told you my hour was fun.
Thank you very much. And then, Uncle, our website's unclethepodcast.com. Why don't you just bring us home for the week, Uncle?
319 episode is gone. Bye-bye.